In this video, I'm going to review this Bauer 20 volt 7-gallon wet dry cordless vac. Now you can get this at Harbor Freight, and I bought this because I needed something that was portable, and also I like the feature of having the battery on there because I am always running an extension cord up to say 60-70 feet, and I would like to have something to vacuum up all the debris and stuff at the job site without having to do the extension cord all the time. Now, as far as I know, all Bauer cordless products are sold as the tool only. And so I already have the screwdriver, and then I bought a small 1.5 amp hour battery for that. You can put any battery you want on this, and so I went ahead and got a 5 amp hour battery, and I have this fully charged. So they just slip on the back, and so let's pop on the 1.5 because I'm going to do a runtime test with the big one, and this one's fully charged. Now, it has a handle here, and the on-off button is up here, and it's covered with a plastic debris cover, so it keeps it from getting, if you're going to splash on it or get dirt in it or whatnot. It comes with a 6-foot 5-inch hose, and it comes with 2 extensions, and they fit right back here in this carrying part. It also comes with one floor adapter, but there is no crevice tool. Now, Bauer also makes a smaller one. They make a 3.5 gallon, I think it is, and the 3.5 gallon is quite a bit smaller. It does not have wheels, and that comes with a crevice tool. It has one suction port and no blow port, so it can only suck. Now it has 2 wheels, and then it has one swivel caster here, so you can wheel it around the job site, and then you can pick the whole thing up. And so the weight here is 16.2 pounds. And if you compare that to the little one, which I was also considering, the 3.5 gallon, that one only weighs 7.6 pounds, so almost 10 pounds lighter. But the reason I didn't get it was for 2 reasons. For one, it has no wheels, and so I wanted, when I'm painting and I'm going down the hallway or whatnot, I didn't want to have to pick it up and take the smaller one, so I wanted the wheels. And the second thing is that it has a higher CFM. Now, this particular one that I purchased has 75 CFM. And if you compare that to the little one, that's the 3.5 gallon, that one only has 45 CFM. So it's nearly double the CFM. And I needed to make sure that I had enough capacity for bigger debris. Now, I did not measure the smaller one, but I believe that it has a smaller hose. That's something that I can verify and let you know in the description below or something like that. Now, to take it out and empty it, you just pop those 2 off right there, and then here's your 7.5 gallon reservoir. Now, the filter. You just twist that up there. That's a quick, maybe 1 turn, something like that. And this, you may not, it's a little bit tough to get off. It's got a tight rubber seal, and you have to just work it off. And so that rubber seal right there goes around this area. And so that's how that works. And that's, I believe that's a HEPA filter. So this just clips in right here, and then there's a little release right here. So I paid $79.99 for the 7 gallon. So they compared this to the Ryobi 6 gallon 18 volt vacuum. And as you can see, that's $149 at Home Depot. And it is very similar, but not quite as exactly the same. It has just slightly better suction. I think it was 80 CFM instead of 75, but it is considerably more money. And so I don't know. I mean, I don't see why you would get this one. It does have a crevice tool, and the Harbor Freight does not, but you can always buy a crevice tool. Other than that, it's almost identical. So I have not tested it, of course, because I don't own one, but it's better deal at Harbor Freight. Now here's the one that I was telling you about that is smaller. This is the 3.5 gallon 20 volt. It's only about 50 bucks. It's not really the price that why I didn't buy this one. I didn't buy this one because it doesn't have wheels, and I really wanted to pull it down the, the where I'm going and follow the dirt instead of having to pick it up and drag it on the floor. And I know it has a smaller hose, or actually I think I have a smaller hose. Now it does have a crevice tool. That's really no big deal. I may buy it later because I think it'd be really handy, for like doing a car or something like that. And it's so much smaller. This one's really portable, but you pay a price for the smaller one, and I've done this in the past. I've purchased very small vacs for cars, they're just a USB-C kind of version, and they just have such little suction power. So as I mentioned, this has about 45 CFM compared to 75 for the one that I purchased, but I think it is a viable option for something like a car. Now I just happen to have some dog here because I have a dog. All right, let's go out in the shop and let's see what we can pick up with this thing. Well, I was on my way out to the shop and I noticed this gravel. This is aquarium gravel. Okay, works good. Well, I'm still trying to get to the shop, and I noticed these flowers. Rocks. Rocks. There's something pretty big. I wonder if that'll go in. No, that's a little too big. Alright, that's too easy. Gotta do something heavier. Now let's get serious here. I've got sticks. This is what's tile. These are bricks. Staple. Wood chips. Screws. Washers. Yep, work. Work. Did that one go through? Oh, it did. That went through. That one is a little bit too big for the hose. All right, let's try this bad boy. Nope, too big. So it can pick it up, but that one's too big for the hose. All right. Now let's compare that to my rigid. Yeah, it did suck that staple up. Here are the rocks, screws, the washer. All right, so what I want to do first, I want to do a sound test. All right, now I've got a mic. So let's put this mic, and we'll just put it on the, oh, here we go. I'll put it on the strap. All right. So you can hear me, the strap, it's on a strap right here. and then it'll be the same distance from each one of them. So here's the Bauer. And here's my very loud rigid. Now, as you can hear from the rigid, I basically kill any tool over time, and so I've had this over a decade. So all right, let's do the same test. Now, as you can see, side by side, this is my, that's a 9-gallon, 3.5 horse rigid. And look at the difference in the hose size. So these bigger ones, I think it was that one, and that one, the Bauer could not pick it up with this hose size. But I know the rigid will. But you pay a noise price for the rigid. I just thought that would be fun to compare it to a regular standard plug-in variety, and I can tell that they suck them up more powerfully than the Bauer did. But this thing is so loud, and the bearings, as you can hear, are hammered. I've lost one of the casters, and this is such a pain to pack around. But the old standby plug-ins work great. But I am using this for mainly painting jobs, and so I don't need this beast on the job site. All right, let's go back in and we'll do a runtime test. So far I've just been using my little 1.5 amp hour, and I just wanted to do some tests with that, and then we'll see on that 5 amp hour how long it lasts. And in the meantime, I'll be charging the 1.5, and when that's up, we'll do a runtime test of the 1.5. So let's take this 1.5 off and get that charging. Now take my fresh battery on. And then these are the exhaust ports. So I'm going to put a piece of tape there. The first one, let's do a no-load test because it would be hard for me to, for 17 minutes, vacuuming one spot or something. I'm not sure how long it'll last. And we'll do a time lapse. We'll turn this on and see when it dies. All right, so you can see my watch right there. And we are at, well, let's just wait 1 minute, so it's 4:05. All right, that ran from 4:05 to be going to be 22 minutes. 22 minutes. So let's charge that up, and then we'll try the 1.5 hour. Now the 1.5 hour battery is charged. So that's 5:52. Now that ran just a few minutes, so the ending time is 5:58. So that ran 6 minutes. And so you're not going to get much with the 1.5. So where does this leave us? Well, in my opinion, I think this is a good back. There are a little bit of performance issues if you compare it to like a plug-in version. You've got a slightly smaller hose, isn't quite as powerful, but it depends on the job that you're trying to do. If you're trying to replace it in your shop for like woodworking, well, this is not a very good application because you just want to use a plug-in. But if you're going to do something like what I'm going to do, which is going to be taking it to job sites, and you just want to simply pick it up and go when you don't want to mess with a cord, and you're going to run it for 10 or 15 minutes or something like that, then I think this is the way to go. And at $80, I think that's a very good value. And I have this is, I think, my third Bauer that I have a polisher orbital sander, I've got the drill driver, and now this. And in general, I am pretty impressed with Bauer. I don't even want to say cheap tools because they have good value. They're not perfect, but Harbor Freight has done a lot of engineering to bring this brand, and I don't think it's quite good as like Kirkland at Costco, but it's getting there. And so now that I have two 20-volt tools, there's a couple one that I want to get. I'm looking at, well, I'm looking at the chainsaw, and I'm looking at the hedge trimmer and all kinds of things. And then I don't have to keep buying batteries over and over. I can just use the batteries that I have and save money by buying the tool only. So anyway, so I hope you found that helpful. And I don't think that I can put a link in, but I'll look. But they're available at Harbor Freight. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.